Hello? Advertising. Promotions. I got you. Give me a minute. Want the big package at $8.50? I got you. Give me a minute. I'll hit you right back. Let's go. Are you looking for promotions? Advertisings? Are you up for the job? You get this advertiser promotion. Get this advertiser promotion. Get this advertiser.
With the affirmations to enjoy your day with. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. Nagas through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netta instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me, connected to my astral dream. I summon other beings, all facets of me. Magician carve my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Raishi on my mind, lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like we judo, karma licks back from Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me is do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. Naga's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Nettas are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The nettas are my battery.
Supreme rising, divine rising. You already know the vibes in. It's Naga. Naga the wise. We up in here. We got a topic today. Our topic today is women on men and choices, right? I ain't even shave, yo, because I'm waiting for my clippers to come in the mail. I got these trimmers coming, yo. Like, I'm trying to let it, you know what I'm saying, do what it do so I can trim it up right. But I be feeling rough. Yo. I be like, you gotta do something, dude. You got and plus I've been in the sun just baking and all that. So you already know the vibes. I ain't gonna talk you to death. We gonna get right into this topic. I will be sharing this video if you don't come to the stream now. I will share the video on social media platforms like Facebook later on because it's the only place I can post a link. Yeah, with that being said, let's get into this topic real quick. So, Naga's thoughts, women on men and choices. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always knowledge available for people to look at situations the way it's supposed to, but because you have two types of mental capabilities, the knowledge kind of exceeds the value of the particular conversation at the present moment. And nobody taps into the knowledge. They'll just rather deal with the conversation at the particular moment. Well, this is going to be a realization hit, okay? There's more women on the planet than it is men. You know what I'm saying? So when we looking at the concept of being with a woman, and then women are being so pushy or in disapproval of the type that they want to deal with. This is the rationale to that. Women can dip in and out of all men because there's so many women, but men can't dip in and out of all women. That's the difference. So when you got a woman nowadays, their ratio is to try all the men. It's like eating all the like biting one donut out of all out of, like, you got an array of donuts in a box. So you bite each one and put it back because you don't finish it. But you still stand you still stand in a mentality of innocence, as if that's, oh, I'm just a woman. I can do this. I can do that. I'm independent. Da 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 da. That's bullshit. Y'all don't see y'all becoming nasty. You know what I'm saying? And men at one point were more apt to move around than the conjunction of how many women it was on the earth. So men would move around a lot, which would give them an opportunity to choose the right wife or homestead somewhere in different places, migrate to different areas and be that place where they wanted, where they found love or whatever. But this is a clincher in the story. This is where I think men went wrong at. A lot of men loved or didn't love and created a family. Well, what happens when you don't love the woman fully and you create a family? You create more daughters, because the masculine or the more dominant energy in the circumstance has to reproduce that as a value. So when we got so many daughters now, it's because so many men didn't put the love into those relationships. And back in the day, they were so focused on work. You had some men that would have a family over here, and then, 20 miles down the road, they had a whole nother family because the transportation wasn't the value. You couldn't get back and forth. So the different things would happen out of being patient or deprived of being next to your family, right? So that's where all the women came from. When a man is in love with a woman and they both on the same page and he's striving and he's really like uplifting her frequency. And I'm not saying that in a way that we describe things in life. It's just a man being there, loving on his woman, not seeing anything outside of her and putting that focus into her. What happens is they'll create sons. The sons that they'll create will be the image of that head of that household. And this will be the new men who will carry that good energy through life. So this is where the fall short happens at. This is where like the contingency of the value of multiplying people takes place. It doesn't matter what color you are. It happens in everybody's situation. You know what I'm saying? So if that man doesn't have complete love for that woman, they'll create daughters, because that woman's love will be trying to hold up that family. So it'll be the dominant energy on a frequency level. And if a man loves a woman extra, they'll create sons. You know what I'm saying? Because that son can carry that man's energy. But if this man has like flaws within himself and he's hiding it, it's going to manifest within that boy. And that boy has now the karmatic value to walk through life to outdo his father in his shortcomings. That's how this works, okay? So in the world today, right now, you guys are actually, the women are just tasting every piece of pizza. You're eating a bite out of every donut. And then you're thinking this is a rational way of living. I hear especially the other cultures, they're like, no, you can't. And they get into this political. I'm like, yo, these people are stupid. They're dumb. They don't even have a realization of what they're talking about. They're just talking because you got a camera in front of your face and a microphone. And it's an interesting concept, because you're not taking accountability or note of how many interactions that you're dealing with, whether it's physical or emotional. Let's keep in mind, these three frequencies is what we're mastering. You're mastering the physical, the mental, and the spiritual frequency. That's what you're here for. You know what I'm saying? So on the physical level, you're destroying everything that would be fresh and clean for the present situation, or the situation that will be present when it does manifest for your contingency. You don't have the mental capability of comprehending when things are good for you. So you dip out on what's good for you and go to something lesser, which lowers your morale. And your spiritual understanding is self-serving. So you're not even using divine to guide you in these particular predicaments. and you're wondering why things don't go right in your life, or why you're sitting out here talking about it ain't no good this, or ain't no good this, or they gotta have this, or they gotta have that. You only have these criteria to the value because you are in a mental distraught downheaval. Like you're distraught in your mind opposed to what you think you should know, and that's lack of knowledge. Once you have real knowledge, like the real women back in the day, when I was growing up, we was told that women mature faster than men. That's not even true no more. You know what I'm saying? It's not even true. Y'all out here just doing dumb shit for no reason, and it's possibly because your father was stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he didn't give your mother the right attention that she needed in certain values. So ultimately, it manifested in the daughter. You know what I'm saying? So then the women started being more like men. You know what I'm saying? As far as what they thought they needed to take on, or how they thought they needed to live in particular environments with other people. And nobody's saying, well, you know what, this is what we need to do to fix this. Y'all just running the wave. Like, this is what it is. This is what it needs to be. And you can't see the amount of what's available, because each town has its own particular capacity, you know what I'm saying, amount of people via both spectrums, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you have the outcome of just lost minds when people don't even deal with the value of what they're created like, you know what I'm saying? So you got the other side to where these people are choosing to deal with each other on the same spectrum. Like you got men and men, women and women. That's because the mental capability is distraught. It's done. And we are rationalizing that like it's supposed to be a way. No, it's a mental issue. I had people in my family that were homosexual, but they didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, before my peoples passed away, they knew what they did was wrong, and they was hoping to gain forgiveness. And I'm not going to say the person that I actually had this conversation with, but I was ultimately able to tell one of my elders, as long as you can forgive yourself within your actions, then you can come to divine in pure energy. You have to forgive yourself for what you did against the creational value of what divine made you as. You know, divine don't make mistakes, people do. And they're always trying to rationalize the aspect of what you do in this world as if you got to say so. Yeah, you were given free will, but your free will was to put you in a position to not comprehend the detriment of what you would lead yourself into. You have an innate ability inside of you to go against or to be disobedient. Naturally, you have an innate ability inside of you to be disobedient. So this is when things get rough in your life. Are you going to choose to say, F my life, and just go over here and do whatever you want because you're deprived of what you think you need, lack thereof comprehending the values that was deprived in your family, which manifested in you? Or do you learn the right things that are for you by being patient with yourself, so therefore you can become everything that you're lacking? So when you're listening to the females today, and you listen to everybody say how they feel or what they want in life, or the particular type of person that they're dealing with, it's not a buffet. You know what I'm saying? It's not a buffet, but cross-reference with the ego of a man from the 60s or the 50s, or even lesser than that, before men could solidify values as far as being structured as a person of well interest, right? Men would do things to put on, just like women put on today. You know what I'm saying? I remember back in the day, they had these shows, and they used to show men with the broad suits on. They had like they had like the big collars, the shoulders was out here, it was shaped like a V. They had like the shoes, the hats, and all that. They was the flyest things walking. It was smooth when they came out because they wanted to attract, just like you would see animals in the jungle, peacocks and all that. They do things to attract the woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was never that in the opposite, because the animal kingdom knows how to play the role. When they get into that energy, they're going to do it, and they're going to protect the essence of what they're putting into that woman to bring forth life. So you get an even value of men to women. You know what I'm saying? So you might get 2 boys, 1 girl. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't deliberate the fact that when that girl came, that man had lack of love. No, he built the structure of the boys can't coming in first, and then the fact that the girl came in was the protection to the value. So now she had more examples of what a good man can be. She had a father, she had her two brothers, which is going to learn from a father, and then she can be a good woman, producing more of the same thing that her family produced. So this is where everybody fell short at when you thought you knew what you was doing out of a turmoil type family. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know that. Nobody was telling you that. You know what I'm saying? And right now today, y'all get dressed, y'all throwing your perfume, you know what I'm saying? You got your little things going on. You go to these different places, and you start speaking towards a value of disruption that came from your ancestors. And that's how you explain things when it comes to being with men or women. But the women is more than men. There's 10 times the amount of women on the earth right now than it is men. So women, you guys are dipping into the sauce, and then you biting it and you putting it back in the sauce. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. And whether you see it or not, this is where you're going. This is the outcome of where you're going, because you think you can try everything. You think you can be a part of everything. I've even heard people say it's more women on the earth, so men should have 4 or 5 wives. That's not even look, it happened. And it is more women right now. But there's going to be a balance that's going to set things in motion, because some of the intentions in the heart of people came from the same karmatic value of the detriment that happened in the past. So that detriment in itself is attached to different types of people. So you're going to have a loss because all that energy is resonant in people. So some people got to go. No matter what color you are, some of y'all carry a different type of mentality with y'all, and you're not going to change that because of where you come from. It's deep in your DNA. It's nothing fixing that. You get up here and you talk and you spew out things that are against divine understanding as far as what connection is, and you believe that's logical. Because you believe it's logical, that means you have to be replaced with something better, because your function of thinking is not serving everything. It's a self-serving energy. And you're here in this world believing that you can do these things. The value of the value of the math doesn't math up. So it doesn't change the fact of the characteristics that you're supposed to be as a person. You still got to uphold a level of respect for yourself. And if you're giving parts of yourself out because your ancestors was effed up, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't know what to do. This is the reason why they produced all of this or all of that. And there's so many, you know what I'm saying, that you had to step into a role of masculinity and all that. When you're forced into these energies, that's not the plan of divine. It never was the plan of divine. You know what I'm saying? It's the will of man that makes these mistakes. You get what I'm saying? This is why you have the choice to have free will, because your free will is going to show you that you're not yet ready to make decisions on your own. That's what's happening. Whether or not y'all want to sit down and take this on face value, what's happening is ultimately the choices that you guys have been making is showing you that you're not apt to make decisions on your own, especially when it comes to love and romance. So a certain part has to be removed. This is going to be bad. It's going to be bad. We've seen things leave and disappear and nobody never speak about it again. But it's only a few of us that come from my timeline of birth that can look back in the past and remember all this shit. You know what I'm saying? We can remember everything that changed in different times. And we're like, yo, it happened so fast. Change. Anew. Some of the styles that were prevalent in other people's ages when we were young wasn't important to us. But we also knew we stand as far as doing things. And women back in the day, there was nothing like the women today. They were more reserved. Girls was more shy. You know what I'm saying? They would go to their parents and ask them, you know, certain things. Like, you valued a girl who had a structure. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it was something that made it more important to deal with her. Like, she liked you and she's willing to give you the value of what she comprehend. Your connection to her was to grow that value. So when y'all got together, you know what I'm saying, your mentality with her mentality would make other things happen. So y'all would do more. You know what I'm saying? because they never had nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like coming out the house, even the flyers dude in school. Like the only reason why he was able to have a couple of dollars in his pocket is because, you know what I'm saying, he lied good to his parents. I gotta have this, I gotta have that. So, you know, it was the aesthetic for him. So he would get the clothes, the shoes, and all that. He would come to school, but he probably was dumb as a doornail. Didn't pass nothing in school. You know what I'm saying? To this day, I could take you to a lot of these fly dudes that we grew up with, and they ain't too busy. They ain't strong up here. That's all I can say. They ain't strong up here. Right? So for the ultimate understanding of what these things were consistent of, y'all going down the wrong path. That's all I can say. You're going the opposite direction of what you're supposed to be doing. And we're actually having deliberating conversations that are deemingly going to be put in history as if it's a standpoint, but none of it's attaching to what divine set in motion for everybody to do and be. It's just that serious. So you got to think about these things. Like, I don't think y'all take an accountability what you're doing opposed to what's supposed to be happening. You know what I mean? You think that it's logical to entertain 10 men because it's more, you know, it's more women than it is men. You got to also think about it like this. If it's more women than it is men, then that means most of the men are already taken. And it's a small amount of men that are not taken. So the men that are taken is your focus because you want something of value from somebody else that has value. So that means you're a thief. You're a liar. You're a cheater. You see what I'm saying? This is what I mean by some women have a different ratio of thinking. And it's disruption. It's disrupting the will of divine. So that has to be removed. Some of them have what's so far left, they don't feel like they have to answer to the natural order that divine sent you in the earth as. So this right here causes you to do things like your mind messes up and you deal with the same sex. Automatically, that is a problem, especially to the creation of all men and women. So it's either you're dealing with the same sex, or you over here taking from somebody that has a husband, or you're promoting a value to a person that's already taken, which weakens his structure because he's not mentally strong enough to not deal with it. And if he was, he would already had to stop it. He would have said, no, thank you, I'm good. And that would have left these same women who are out here choosing to do this type of particular energy and spread this type of particular frequency amongst other people. Well, it's more women than it is men, so I'll just cheat. I'll be a side piece. If that's what your logic is, you're going to be removed. It could be a quick death because you're not paying attention to that woman that has everything invested in that man. You don't care about that, and that's a creation of divine. So that puts you in line of what divine lined up for that woman. So here's your karma coming. Shot. See, people don't want to ever talk about the truth. They just want to revel in the bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And when you sit down and you really deliberate the value of what certain things are, only thing people do is get mad because you said something against something that they was able to falsify. I don't give a damn about your laws. Authority over me is the Most High. I don't care who said what about what. I don't give a damn about none of that shit. Government, none of that. I don't care what y'all put in paper, sign. I don't care about none of that. That doesn't matter to me. It's never going to make me say, well, you know what? Yeah, you was right. They should be able to do that. I don't care. That's stupid. It's stupid. And you know what? Not for nothing. Respect some of the homosexuals or the gay people out here. I seen this post where the guy said it's wrong to push homosexuality on children. That's right. He was like, I don't want, he has kids. He was like, I don't want my kid watching me do what I do with somebody else and then go to school and start acting like that. This was a homosexual that said that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, you finally getting it. Maybe you'll change your mind on everything because you see what you're doing in the long run is actually destroying the future possibilities of what things can do. This is taking accountability mentally. That's getting your mind right. First, you get your physical right, and you put that to the side. Then you get your mind right. Then you call on the divine to line up your spiritual with it. So now you got your physical, your mental, and your spiritual lined up. All praise due to the Most High. Y'all take this Most High so much like an aesthetic, like it's something you could just say because you heard somebody else say. Nah, if you're not living it, you're not doing it. You're not doing it. This ain't something you talk about to sound good. It's something you do. It's your actions. And as a man, I don't bend for bullshit. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yeah, just because that's what y'all doing. I'll mess around and call you out in your face, yo. Like, don't press me because you don't know what I know. You know what I'm saying? Don't press me about no knowledge that I know, because you don't know what I have in this noodle, what divine is downloading here. But what I do know, on top of all that I cherish with the gifts that divine gave me. Divine gave me something I can have a counterpart with, which was a woman. So I cherish the aspect of even having that as a contingency. I don't want to be the other side. And I don't think you should be the one out there spreading yourself so thin to where there's nothing left. Who wants a woman that's dragged out? Nobody. Oh, because you were so confused, you wanted to try everything, and then you wasn't happy with what you got because you wring yourself out, or you done stretch yourself out so far you can't even be satisfied in life. So now you go around trying other people's husband. This is logical to you. Even the men. No self-control. I'm a man. It's masculine. It's in my nature to want more. No, it ain't. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You don't have no self-control. That's what those men are. They're men with no self-control. Because if you're smart and you have a real heart and your intentions is in the right place, as a man, you should always be able to reinvent with that woman. You should always be able to find a spark of love within that situation. Your love should last forever. Make it last. Let's make it last. Make it last. Make it last forever and ever. Baby, I love you. Yeah, yeah. Your touch is wonderful. Your love feels so good. What? This is the difference. Y'all not understanding nothing. Period. I'm like, yo, how's y'all even having this conversation? You're young. So I'm looking at the females and I automatically think, I'll be like, yo, you young. Your parents ain't taught you nothing. You didn't get a chance to see what it was or what it looked like. You didn't comprehend what this looked like. You don't know about patience. Oh, let's not forget, you're born into a world of convenience, the fast food era. You know what I'm saying? Like everything got to be now. I want it now. So y'all go places, you're deprived of having, your physical body explored. You're deprived of being accepted mentally. So you put on all this fake stuff. You got these aesthetics, these eyelashes, this hair, this stuff covering your skin. You're not happy with yourself. So as soon as you do go out with somebody, the first thing you do is you look around. Who looking at me? Who like me? Social media. Here goes social media, the likes and the buttons. It's coming with you wherever you go, even if you don't got your phone. So y'all in public trying to be liked. Who looking at me? Who checking for me? I'm always being checked for. No, that's you inside of yourself feeling self-conscious because you have nothing. If you want that energy, you got to be that energy, man and woman. But the mathematical ratio of the balance of what that is, it doesn't pan out. It's not equal. So there's going to be a group that's going to be separate from everything that's wholesome, that's righteous. Righteous has everything to do with following the right way. You know what the right way means? It ain't putting on a suit, going over here, Bible thumping and all that. They ain't got nothing to do with it. Divine set things in motion, a natural order of things. That's the first law that sit at the feet of the creator of all things, good, bad, and indifferent, the natural order of things. What's going to win, good, bad, or indifferent? What's going to win? Good, bad, or indifferent? And you only make these dumb decisions because you only make these dumb decisions. I had a download just now, you know what I'm saying? But you only make these dumb decisions because you ain't never followed what was right in the first place. You know what I'm saying? A gift is a gift, whether it's a decision or an action. But your loyalty should always stay where it's supposed to be. And if you can't be loyal to your choices, then you're deemed to repeat this process all over again. Divine don't play. And when you come back to have to do this all over again, you will be stripped of so many things. Stripped of so many things that you use to benefit your value, to be manipulative in this time today. So if you was this type of person, you had this aesthetic, that you look like this, you was able to obtain these. Divine about to take all that and bring you right back and be like, now do it. But while you here, you're gonna suffer. Period. Constantly. It's not your job to judge no one. It's not your job to look, point, impress. It's not your job. But you people on this earth do this, men and women alike, because don't get it twisted. I'm not just saying women are like this. Some of the men will entertain a woman that's willing to put him in a situation to go against everything that's right for him. A woman will entertain that. You know, Eve biting the fruit, giving it to Adam, he taking a bite too. But then they took that story and mixed it up in your mind to make you feel like that was in the same retrospect. Nah, if you are married and you still choose to be disobedient out of that contract that you made under the divine, you're wrong. You just threw away everything the Most High gave you. And you know what the divine gonna do? Make you suffer. Gonna make you suffer. So it's not a such thing as going places and having your neck on a swivel. Oh, everybody like me. Look at this. I'm looking here. I'm looking there. I see everybody like me. I remember I was with somebody before we was in a grocery store, looking all in this face. And I'm like, are you serious right now? And then they tried to catch an attitude with me. I'm like, I know you ain't worth a thought. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like I'm not going to do what you do. I'll sit there and judge and watch everything that you do and put it in a book. Just so when divine removes me, I got the real reason to be removed from you and never look back. It's a fact. That's a fact. I sit there and I watch people do stuff and I'll smile. I keep the same look on my face. Never be moved because divine said, I'm going to teach you how to control your emotions, son. But I'm going to show you everything these people about. And I would smile through the whole thing and watch and take a mental note and be like, yeah, I see all that. I see it. And when divine said, now be patient, son, because I'm going to open the door for you. And then you go. That's staying in tune with the Most High. Regardless if you want to or not. But at the end of the day, it's a group of y'all that's still making these decisions and you're causing this turmoil all over the world. He's wrong too, even if he's attached. So it's not just you bringing it to him. He's wrong because he's waiting for the wrong to come through. He's waiting for the wrong to come so he can say, yeah, it wasn't my fault. And then somebody else can say, you're a home wrecker. Nah, it's not a such thing as a home wrecker. You had to accept that home wrecker to have a home wrecked. You have to accept the home wrecker to have a home wrecked. So that means you was looking for a way out. That means you was looking for an opportunity to be stupid. That's what that means. We have to take accountability and note to everything. And if you don't take accountability, this is the karma you're going to have to live with. Believe me, I was young. I remember, yo, how many numbers you can get? Yo, go holler at shorty. You put on your best front. Yo, what's up, baby? Got your cologne on. You dress. You know what I'm saying? You standing with your little swag. Got your back bent up. You talking like you the man. All that. The aesthetic. That's the woo. That's what y'all don't know. That's called woo. That's the woo in a woman. So men were being feminine. They didn't even know it. They were being woo. So they would go and bend up their body and move certain ways and talk like a wave. They would talk like this, and it would enchant the mind of a woman. Even if she got somebody, oh, I like him, it's new. No, it was in lining up with her frequency. These were the first steps that actually, this is the first things that actually did this. And so, you know, you got people in these little groups now, these little so-called named groups that might want to call themselves, what do you want to call it? They might want to call themselves like the gates to get to wealth or, you know, prosperity in life or whatever. They got these little groups now, and they do this amongst themselves. They get in these little groups and they swinging and all that. They mixing their energies up because they have no self-control. They carry no self-control. And they won't even try to rationalize the value. You're just self-serving with no divine connection. So show me how within this understanding you're working on your physical, your mental, and your spiritual connection to the divine. It's not even there. It's hilarious to me because I never. When I was young, yeah, I would have did something. And I'm quick to throw myself at something that seems as if we're about to get in line. Like when I was younger, or even recently, like in the last, 4 or 5 years or whatever, if you had showed me that you was a good candidate, I would have entertained you and then built with you from that point. But since you wasn't the good candidate, everything that the idealist pattern that would have brought, it fell because of your inadmissible value to connect to something real. They ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. That's your choice in life. If you don't do the right thing, you're going to suffer. Period. It don't matter how you see somebody or your judgment. Your judgment never matters. You're not God. Divine, watch everything you do and wait for you to do it just so he can snatch it from you. And he's not going to snatch what you're doing. He's going to take something from you that value. Because you think you're smarter than the Most High. You believe that all the messed up energy you doing in the world is beneficial for everybody. So you don't care about the families that attach to this energy. You don't care about the other creations that attach to the energy. You just want what you want out of that. You're selfish. You're selfish. And because that's the way majority of the female population is actually moving right now, and it's lesser men to that value, something going to scrape it out. It's going to be a big hand like taking a pile of sand out the ground to scrape it right out. Y'all going to see death. It's not, I'm not explaining to you that nothing that's never happened before. Go back through history. Go back through history of each kingdom that ever stood and got popular and had finances. You've seen people dealing in homosexuality, all this incest all over the place. Sad sorrow, people losing children. It was the same thing, but in a different place. And then what happened? The mass amount of people that had these energies that went against the natural order of things are dead, gone, DNA erased from the earth, period. I don't make this up. This is a fact. Only thing people can say is, oh, I remember so-and-so. Oh, this what happened back in the day. Oh, this was so-and-so. But their whole family gone. They can't even reproduce no more. Think about that. It get real deep, and it's enough knowledge around to get you to understand your placement as far as a person or your contentment to be the righteous in a circumstance. Just because it opposes itself to you, do you A, take it? Do you B, assess it? Or do you C, say, you know what? I don't have mine, but you got yours already. You need to go work on that. I seen this video the other day. Female was like, yo, dude was with his girl and her kids. They was in a Walmart. But he was looking over his girl's shoulder, checking out shorty. So he waited till his girl was doing something else, and he slid over and was like, yo, what's your name? And gave her his number real fast, balled up in a piece of paper. She was like, it was quick. Like, she didn't even accept him, but he gave the number. So she waited till they got to the cash out line, and then she walked over to shorty, and she's like, that's your man? Y'all together? She was like, yeah. She was like, he gave me this number. I don't know why you dealing with that, right? Now, why she couldn't have gave that to dude and checked him instead of trying to bring disruption? What you thought he didn't need to be with that family, his son is important. The other, whatever the child, the daughter, the son, that's important in that family. So if anything, you should have checked him right there. You had to go to the girl. You could have been like, listen, you wrong right now. And if I was you, I'd do the right thing by that woman because you got a child, and give him his number back. Leave him with something to think about. Do the divine motion. Give him an opportunity to stand. And if he fails after that, you know what divine going to do? Be like, man, I sent you a boat. I sent you a boat to do the right thing, and you still didn't do the right thing. So now you got to be penalized. Something else will be put in place to give him a learning lesson, to maybe in the future, he can have at least the love from his child. This is a rational reality. This is a rational reality. This is called logic. But hey, the world don't think like that. Most women are self-serving. Why y'all thinking y'all trying to get the best thing? You only looking for somebody who already got something. You're not looking for what's available. You looking for somebody who got something so you can say, I know they good because they good to them. So now this person's supposed to be good to you in the process of you going towards them when they're in a situation. Isn't that invoking the same energy? So then soon you will be in the same placement that you brought to that person, crying to me, I thought he was a good man. How? How? When you came in the door on a false foundation. There's no foundation on this earth that's going to stand unless it's founded by the divine. And the divine foundation means you're going to walk a righteous walk, period. That means you started out that way and you're going to end it that way. Sometimes that's the hardest thing to do because the world don't see it like that. And most of y'all just want what you want. You don't care. You don't care. And that's fine too. That's fine. But be willing to take the consequences and repercussions that come with everything and these choices that you want to make in life. Be the great woman you can be. Be the great man you can be. Get with the person and find patience. Find moderation. Don't be sitting there wringing yourself out so much to where you done rip holes in the rag. You done been wringing it and wringing it for years. You done stretched it out so much now I got holes in it. That's what happens to women when y'all give yourself to everybody and then expect somebody later to be like, oh, I love what? There's nothing there. There's nothing left. But you wasn't willing to take care of yourself, be patient, love on yourself so you emulate or emit that energy of love in you to where you start to attract that to you. And best believe, no age don't matter, time don't matter. The multiplication value of what's lesser to greater will fulfill itself if y'all do the right job. People laughed when they seen that old woman get that young dude, but they still married today. This was 10 years ago. People laughed when they seen that old man get that young girl and she's so happy. Divine seen fit for her to have somebody of security in their life. Age doesn't matter. What matters is if you're willing to do the right thing. And see, with the way I saw it, those people had the opportunity to throw their life away, do something dirty, mess up somebody's relationship, or choose a righteous walk. And their spirit probably did this so many times in their past. And in this life, if they can choose the right way, divine will see fit for them to have somebody that's good enough for now until they die and come back. And then when you come back, you get a better life. Whether you realize it or not, you take all your gifts by not listening to the Most High. You taking from, I'm going to get mines. I'm going to do what I want for me. Well, if that's what you're going to do, suffer then. That's what you suffer. Because that's all you're going to get to do is suffer. Because you made the decision. Divine didn't tell you I lined this up for you. What divine lined up for you, you can't stick with. You want more than what you got. You selfish. And then you want to justify it with the words, with the gift of the gab. So where you think life going to take you? What you think the outcome going to be when you multiplying that type of energy? Demise. Death happens in so many ways. Shout out to my brother. We was building yesterday. And we was talking. I was like, sometimes, we talk about learning your lesson now. Because a man died once, but a coward can die 1,000 times. And that's because you scared to stand on something. That's because you scared to uplift yours. That's because you got jealousy, envy, and all these different things inside of you that you can't shake up. Your seed inside of you is disobedience. You ain't a man. You're a demon. You won't walk with the Most High. You walk on your own accord. you think you know better than the divine because I'm mad because how my life went. So follow the Most High. Everybody got to. There's nobody in this world who don't follow the Most High. And if you don't follow the Most High, you're going to suffer. There's going to be nobody else's fault. You ain't going to be able to point your finger, look at what they doing. It ain't what they doing. It's how you perceive it and how you handle it. Did you handle it with the hands of the Most High, or are you complaining? Or are you trying to manipulate and maneuver? What are you doing? I just had a message, excuse me. I didn't recognize that's kind of weird. Like somebody asked me to send them a friend request. Like, where they do that at? But anyway, so you already know the vibes, man. Like, it's weird to me, but I sit back and I watch, and I'll listen to a few things, and then I look for divine in everything. That's my key. I look for divine in everything in life. And when divine, you check the spirit by the spirit. You don't need nobody to tell you this. You check the spirit by the spirit. That doesn't change me from being the person that I am. I'm still going to be cool. I'm still going to do what I want to do because that's who I am as a person. But I'm never going to do things out of the ordinary to destroy or hurt somebody's heart. We are love. We are love. Y'all keep saying, I ain't. Well, you know what? You ain't getting love here, but you was created by the creator of unconditional love. So your image of being what you're supposed to be to follow that creator is for you to be that. And if that's hard for you, that's because of the world you live in, and that's your test. That's your test. You can't love what you're supposed to love. That's your test. You got all the problems with something around. You keep pointing out negative. Stop pointing out negative and find a way to love, because divine would. That's how divine teaches you. Anything you go against that you think you got to put your words on it, and divine didn't tell you to do that, you go against that, because that's what's pulling you down. Divine got everything on this earth growing, all types of plants, all types of animals, all types of minerals, air, waters, all growing in its own conundrum, happy. Where do you play that same role as far as what you're able to create? Are you allowing things around you to be in that same energy? Or are you pulling things out saying, I don't want this here? So you get to tell divine what not to put here? So you get to be the one to disrupt what life is, but you're not the creator of all things. This is not rocket science. You guys make this, y'all make this really hard because you don't want to do the right thing. You just want to satisfy yourself. Divine says, I will bless you when you come to me with prayers of everybody. When you got everybody in y'all, I create everything. So how can I just bless you? The blessing I'm giving you is going to support other people. See how that just went over your head? So you asking for things for yourself. You're a demon. You self-serving. You don't want divine to give you the universal blessing, so therefore you can uplift other creations of divine. You don't want that. You want to remove. You want to weed the garden. You want to cut trees down. You want to drink all the water. You want to pour all the gold out the mines. You know what I'm saying? You want to tear everything down. This is just who you are as a person. And you justify it by saying it ain't enough. It ain't no good men. It ain't this, it ain't that. And then you really rationalize it in your mind like divine, like, yep, they right. No, divine's like, you're stupid. You ain't learned enough. You don't got enough knowledge to say nothing. And when you're not in the place to represent the Most High the right way, divine said, I will sit you down. Things will happen to you, and it's nobody's fault but your own. Because at your core, you ain't worth the crap. Every time you get angry or something happens, what pours out of you? Every time something happens, what pours out of you? Does love pour out of you? Does hatred? Does self-serving? I'll wait. Matter of fact, I ain't gotta wait, because I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just trying to show you something. You already know the vibes. Naga. Hello? Advertising. Promotion. I got you. Give me a minute. Want the big package at $850? I got you. Give me a minute. I'll hit you right back. Let's go. Are you looking for promotions? Advertisings? Are you up for the job? You get this advertising promotion. Get this advertising promotion. Get this advertising.